Greetings of joy and peace, and hearty welcome to the third Sunday in Ordinary Time. Dear friends, the given gospel passage of this Sunday, if we could really see in and through, it could be a motivating passage to every one of us. The passage deals about the call narratives of the first four disciples, Peter, Andrew, James, and John. Whenever we read this particular gospel passage, we could only reflect and connect to our life about the call narrative of disciples or about our own call. But there is something else more than this reflection. That is, we could see in verse 20 and 22. They left their boats, they left their comfort zones, they left their property, their belongings, and two of their disciples left their own father because they were called by Jesus with the simple words, "Follow me." Here we could see all these four disciples left all their comfort zones behind and just followed Jesus to become part of his ministry. Dear friends, you and I, being as a follower of Jesus, living our life in the name of Christ, we are also called to leave behind all our comfort zones. All our comfort zones like luxurious life, money, post and position. When we entangled with the comfort zones, we forget to recognize Jesus in the other, because our tradition from the church teaches us we need to see or we need to recognize Jesus in everyone. Yes, when you and I live only in the comfort zones, we fail to see Jesus in the poor, in the needy, in the needful, in the dying, and in the unfortunate ones. Yes, dear friends, we need to come out of our comfort zones. Otherwise, we cannot become a good disciple of Jesus. Coming out of comfort zones not only meant just to follow Jesus, but also it is applicable in our day-to-day living. Let us take a simple example in our day-to-day living. A student who wants to achieve his or her greater heights in the life. But on the contrary, we see some of them are not interested to work hard to gain great future in the coming days. And some others are not interested to sit down and acquire knowledge, but they want to become great in their lives. Dear friends, when these students are not able to work hard, not able to come out of their comfort zones, how they will be able to attain a great future in their coming days? In the same way, to you and me in following Jesus also. Following Jesus is not always a better process. Sometimes we need to take the path of narrow, path of thorns, path of humiliation, path of trials and tribulations, because following Jesus invites us to be just, to be kind, to be forgiving, and to be loyal to the will of God. Just to see the life of the first four disciples, Peter, Andrew, James, and John. In the initial period of their life, if they would have not left their comfort zones when they were called by Jesus to follow Him, surely they would have not become a great personalities in the sight of God, who become a person to show way in right way. Yes, dear friends, let us take this passage which invites us to know about the call narrative of the disciples and also to leave behind all the comfort zones. Let us take this gospel passage as a motivating passage so that we live our life in any situation, whatever it may be. Situation may be tough, we may be put down, we may face trials and tribulations, but still we can go ahead in our lives doing our responsibilities and giving glory to God and working for the betterment of the humanity. Amen.